What's up, YouTube? Rayquaza2094 here, coming at you with a rather long video. Even at double speed, it's going to run about 11 minutes, I'd say. Somewhere about there. It was like a 46-turn battle, so of course it's going to last a while. Anyways, yeah. So she is going to lead off with her 12-inch Rape, while I lead off with my Hercules. Unfortunately, the Wi-Fi kept messing up on us, and we had to redo this battle. And the battle she was using to test something else out also on the previous battle, but she didn't want me to record that one. So I am going to predict that she's going to switch into at least something that will resist my Earthquake, so I go for the Stone Edge. On the, I do get the Stone Edge off on that Altaria, and then she switches into Suicune to absorb the Stone Edge. So I decide to switch into Elf, because I'm just going to go for a Grass Knot just to see how much damage it'll do. I think the legendary dogs are somewhat heavy, so it should do quite a bit. But I do get the lucky crit. The crit actually did matter because it means I didn't have to deal with this Suicune basically all the time. Anyways, I switch into I Want to Be the Guy to absorb that Dark Pulse. I assumed something like that was coming. So she's going to switch to Aspen, fearing that she'd actually predict ahead of time. I did go for the Aura Spear just in case she decided to stay in, which does not happen to be the case, so, you know, not a good matchup. Then I end up switching into my Hercules to absorb her Aura Spear, assuming that she did go for it, and she did, so, you know. Then I go for the X-Scissor. I'm a little bit surprised to see that it doesn't take Aspen down. So, you know, that's kind of a bummer. Anyways, yeah, I'm facing Harley, Manectric Thunder. Go check out her channel. Fearing she actually stays in after. She just stays in because she's predicted me to switch out. Because I would have predicted her to switch out. I go for the X-Scissor, do not get that lucky. I switch into I Want to Be the Guy to absorb any poison attack if it was coming. I wasn't sure. She does get the Shed Skin hacks, so, you know, that's kind of a bummer because it means that she got in the free rest. The Aura Spear does do quite a bit. I'm a little bit surprised. She does actually predict the Psychic. So, unfortunately, she does get in the free hidden power without taking any damage. So I'm just going to switch in Suicune because I didn't know what hidden power it was. This was also a good way for me to find out. And after this blow, I figure it's hidden power Fire, since it can be super effective against Lucario, but not Suicune. So, it's not even effective against Suicune, so yeah. So I go ahead and get in a free Calm Mind, because I knew I'd survive a hit. Get in the Aquamarine when she goes to switch out, because I knew she was going to switch out, and I just wanted to be able to heal. So she's going to go for that Substitute. I go for another Calm Mind, because I wasn't sure how she was going to play this Raichu, because she has two different Raichus, so I wasn't sure how that was going to play out. So I needed a Calm Mind up to scout. So I go for the Hydro Pump, and regrettably miss, and take the Focus Punch, but I do take it pretty nicely because that did a little less than 100 damage, which is nice. So now she's going to go for the Wild Charge, which I figure I can live, and I can. I actually even take it a little bit better than I had expected to. So I go for the second Hydro Pump, and I miss again, which kind of angered me a little bit, actually more than a little bit. But figuring she's probably going to go for that Wild Charge again and not wanting to miss another Hydro Pump, I switch into Generate to absorb that Wild Charge and get the speed up, which is going to be a great help. She is going to stay in because she has a sub to hide behind. And I go for the Earthquake. Maybe she thought I was Choice Banded or something. Choice Banded, Choice Scarf she might have, because that's a common Electivire set to run in 5th gen. But I actually do have a free will Electivire without needing to sacrifice only one move. Unfortunately, I didn't know what she was going to do, so I did go for the Earthquake. So I was hoping that the Brick Break was faster, and it did end up being faster, fortunately, with that motor drive boost. And so I'm going to switch in Hercules, which was kind of a dumb play. I was like, oh, maybe I'll outspeed it with Scarf, and then I was like, oh, wait a second, that's right, this Hydreigon is Scarf. Of course, I'm not going to outspeed it, so unfortunately, that was a useless sacrifice on my end. So I'm going to switch into Hidden Leaf, surprisingly actually living the Dark Pulse, and get in the Wood Hammer because it's about the only move that I could do, because my other moves, Earthquake wouldn't hit it, and then the other two are just support moves. Which, this lane in the battle, I really don't need. She is going to go for the Roost, which I'm going to go for the Wood Hammer, just in case she didn't go for the Roost, for whatever reason. And be taken down quite a bit. And here I go for a little bit of the risky play. I somewhat suspected she'd go for a Roost. It was a risky play though, since I was at that low health. So I do end up going for the Earthquake, and I actually get it pulled off. So that's going to be real nice for me, anyways. She is just going to go Outrage. I don't know why she didn't in the first place. Because it really didn't make sense not to go for the Outrage. So I'm going to switch in Elf to hopefully take out this Earwax, which unfortunately it looks like it's more on the specially defensive side. So it didn't get taken out, and unfortunately it's only 2-turn Outrage, not 3-turn. Had it been 3-turn, I could have gotten in this kill. So, you know, that's kind of a bummer. I just go for the Psychic in case she didn't switch out for whatever reason. Get the special defense drop, which with this low hit points is kind of useless. So I just go for the Shadow Ball, which was also a risky move because I didn't know if she'd switch into the Arbok or something, or whatever. So I'm gonna go for the Psychic just to get damage off on the Raichu. Almost KO it, but not quite there. But the Wild Charge is gonna be enough to make it go down to recoil. So that's gonna be nice. But now I'm in a very tight position. I am left with only Suicune, I believe, which, while she has two Pokemon to switch between if she needs to. So I'm gonna go with the Hydro Pump, actually get it off, but it doesn't do much, mainly because I don't have any EVs invested in Special Attack, and it's especially defensive Arbok. So she is gonna go for the Rest, which I did end up predicting. So I do believe I go for, no, I didn't predict it. Never mind. I thought maybe she was going to go for an attack, but she didn't. So I didn't predict it like I thought I did. So now that she's asleep and Shed Skin hasn't worked, I'm going to go for a Coal Mine to get the stats up so I can hopefully KO this Arbok, which would be ideal. But unfortunately her Arbok is not going to be KO'd even after 2 Coal Mines. So it shows me that it was a really specially defensive Arbok. Amazingly, it doesn't get the Shed Skin hacks in this. She is going to go for a Gunk Shot, and I'm like, oh come on, that's 70%. Why could 2 of my Hydro Pumps miss, but 1 of her Gunk Shots hit? Yeah, I don't know. Hacks is really weird when it comes to the game. And she manages to hit the second Gunk Shot, which kind of pissed me off because I was like, come on, I missed 2 Hydro Pumps in a row, and she hit both Gunk Shots in a row. But what can you do? It's the way the game works. Anyways, so now we are both going to be left to our last Pokemon. I kind of suspected she'd go for the Roost, but I wasn't sure because maybe she just was going to try and get it over with. Which is not the case, so I go for the Air Slash. And then I figure maybe she'll go for the Roost again. If not, if she goes for the Dragon Dance, at least I have Aquamarine up now to gain back more HP than what I had. So knowing that her next move is a Dragon Dance, I'm going to go ahead and set up another Calm Mind, which is going to be helpful. So this would be my third Calm Mind, which is going to be quite nice. I believe she goes for another Dragon Dance. Maybe not. No, she goes for the Earthquake now, because she figured one Dragon Dance would be enough. She gets a crit, and at that point, I'm like, Earthquake's not going to KO me even with a crit, so I'm safe there. But the thing I need to fear is her Outrage, when she does end up going for it, and she ends up going for it the next turn. I do get off another Calm Mind, though, figuring I can live an Outrage. Actually figuring I can live a couple of Outrages with how little damage Earthquake did as a crit. So she's gonna go for her second Outrage turn, and I'm gonna go for the Air Slash because I'm like, well, now I have to attack, otherwise I'm just gonna lose this battle. And then I'm just gonna get enough hit points that I'm gonna be able to definitely survive this Outrage, although with very, very little HP. I'm actually, when that happened, I was like, oh, Suicune safe. Oh, Suicune safe. Whew. Okay, well, she is confused. To my advantage, she does end up getting the confused hacks and hitting herself. So I managed to get in the Air Slash to win the game. So yeah, very hacksy match right there, as you can see. And it didn't help with Gen 5's Wi-Fi going down. That we were able to kind of see what our opponent could do in the second battle before we went in. We would have repeated what we did in the first battle in this battle, but by the time we got to that point, it was like pretty much useless because the battle was almost over with that one, and then Gen 5's Wi-Fi just cut out on us. So that was kind of a bummer, but yeah, very hacksy match. Good job, Manectric Thunder. It was a close one. Yeah, she was running a test run on some of her Pokemon. I'd say they'd pass. I also tested out, I think, Hidden Leaf, because I hadn't used Hidden Leaf that much in 5th Gen. So I decided to test out Hidden Leaf. So yeah, tests on both sides. But anyways, comment, like, subscribe, you know the deal. And I don't do this out of desperation. I do it just to remind you, in case you want to. Anyways, have a nice night and goodbye.
She gets a little touch. If I had it my way, you know that